For Physics 236, you are required to submit your assignments and lab exercises as notebook files with the file extension .ipynb. This tutorial will go through two different options for submitting your assignments. It's whether you are using Jupyter Notebook through the University of Waterloo's math servers or installing Jupyter Notebook onto your own computer for convenience. There are two options to view and edit these notebook files. Option 1, you can use Jupyter Notebook through the University of Waterloo's math servers. In this case, you'll be able to access your assignments anywhere as long as you log into your account at jupyter.math.UofWaterloo.ca. Sometimes the servers are a bit slow if too many people are using it at once. If you do come across that problem, a good option, option number 2, would be to install Jupyter Notebook on your own computer. You'll need to download and install Anaconda, which will come with both Python and Jupyter Notebook. This means that you can access your files anywhere, online or offline. We're going to start with option number 1, using Jupyter's Notebook on UofWaterloo's math servers. So we will be going through steps for submitting your assignments. There are a total of 5 steps. The first step, we're going to download the template file from Learn. Step number 2, we're going to upload the file to your account in jupyter.math.uwaterloo.ca. You're going to rename the file and then work on your assignment. Next, when you're done your assignment, you can download the completed notebook file. And the last step should be going to Learn and uploading your file to the Dropbox for submission. The first step is to download the template file from Learn to start your assignment. So we're going to navigate to Learn's page for Physics 236, go to Content, go to whichever file you need to download, whether it's assignments or lab exercises. For lab exercises, we go here and we look for the notebook template, which is an IPYNB file. We're going to download this file, and you can see that it's downloaded here. You can save it to your computer, or the next step is to upload it to Jupyter through the University of Waterloo's math servers. I will be opening a new tab and going to jupyter.math.uwaterloo.ca and logging in through my Nexus account. When you are in your Jupyter account through the University of Waterloo's math servers, you can either start a new folder or just save your file here. So I have a folder for Phys 236 for fall 2019. I'm going to take my saved template file and upload it. So now I have lab1.ipynb. The first thing I want to do is to rename it. So I have lab1 dash your name. And I will double click it to open up the file. So this is a Jupyter Notebook file, and there's markdown text, and you can also input code in between markdown text. Each one of these blue lines refer to different boxes, and you can add code in between these boxes. So the first question asks for your name, and what you can do is add a box or a cell below this. You can mark this cell as code so that you can type in the proper Python code that you want. So print my name, and you can press play to run your code or your program. So now it outputs my name. As you continue through your assignment, what you can do is continuously save your notebook contents. So I'll click save. And when you are done with your assignment, what you want to do is look for your file in the file browser. You can click this file icon to close and open the file browser. If you can't find your file, for example, if I'm in another folder, what you can do is go to the Open window for your finished project, right-click on it, say Show in File Browser, and it will find your file again. When you find your file, right-click and download. So now you can see that the new download file is lab1-your name, and it is a notebook file because of the file extension IPYNB. We're going to go back to Learn, go to Submit, go to Dropbox, and what you can do is click on Lab 1 and then submit your file. If you would prefer to work with Jupyter Notebook on your own computer, then we are going to go through option number 2. The steps for submitting assignments is a little bit easier, but there is one initial step which requires you to install Anaconda and therefore Jupyter on the computer. So to submit your assignment once you've installed Anaconda, you download and save the template file from Learn. Number 2, you open the Jupyter Notebook from your computer and find the saved file. Number 3, rename the file and then work on your assignment. And when you're done, the last step is to go to Learn and upload the file to Dropbox for submission. If you prefer to use Jupyter Notebook on your own computer, then we have to install Jupyter Notebook through Anaconda. So the first step is to go to Google and just simply type in Anaconda. The first link that should pop up is anaconda.com. So we want to click on that and then go to the download link. And we can see that Anaconda already ships with Jupyter Notebook, which is what we want. So scroll down, select the system you're using for your computer, and download the proper version of Python that you want to use. Once you've downloaded it, you can follow the instructions to install the software. Once it's installed, you should be able to see a desktop icon called Anaconda Navigator, which we'll come back to in a moment. If you don't have the desktop icon, please do add it to your desktop so that it can be easily found in the future. To submit your assignments, the first step is to always go and download the template file from Learn. So we're currently in the PHYS 236 folder for Learn. We're going to navigate to Content and Lab Exercise number 1. So you'll see here there is an IPYNB file to represent the notebook file. This is the template that we want to download. So click here and download. We can see that we've downloaded it, and now we need to find it on our file browser. So I'm in the downloads folder, and this is the file that I just downloaded. It's called lab1. But if I'm not using the math servers, I need to now open this file through Jupyter Notebook on my own computer. So I go back to the Anaconda Navigator and I double click it. And I can see Jupyter Notebook is already installed, and I can simply just launch this. So a bunch of file folders will pop up, and what we want to do is to find the file that we just downloaded. So the one I downloaded was in the Downloads folder, so I will click on this, and now I can see lab1.ipynb. So what I want to do is to click on this, and it will open the Jupyter Notebook file. If I click on the title up here, I can rename it. So I'm going to rename it to Lab1, your name, and click on Rename. So the file has now been renamed, and every time you save it, it will be saved as this new name. When you're editing your files, it's the exact same as working with Jupyter Notebook on the math servers. You can add a box in between boxes and set it as code or markdown or heading. So we're going to write print my name and just click run. So it runs the program that you just wrote. You can click on save, and right by your file name, it'll tell you when you've saved, so a few seconds ago. When you're done with your assignment, all you have to do is save it and make sure you can find it again in your downloads folder. So lab1-your name. We are then going to navigate to Learn to submit the file through Dropbox. So we click on Submit, Dropbox. We found Lab 1. You want to search for your edited file with your name on it and just click and drag and upload your file for submission.